JDs and gentlemen, guys and burros, welcome back to the channel. And first things first, I do want to say thank you guys so much for the support yesterday on the Xdefiant video. You guys blew that video up. It was crazy. You guys were super talkative in the comments. You blew up the likes, and we're going to test something. I want to see, can we beat that video? And we're going to go for 250 likes on today's video. So smash that like button, subscribe. It means the world to me. We upload almost every single day here on the channel. If you guys want to join the growing community that we have going on over here, I would really appreciate it. But nonetheless, let's hop into today's video. If there's one thing I think we can all agree on in the Xdefiant community, and this is something collectively, is that we want the game to succeed. We want the game to be good. We want the game to have a long lifespan, and we want it to kind of scratch that itch of first-person arcadey style shooters. And I'm hoping that's something that does happen. But you know, the one competitor they're going up against is Call of Duty. Now, if you're sitting here and you don't want that to happen, you don't want them to succeed, welcome to the video. I don't know why you'd waste energy on that, but there's been some negativity in the comments recently, so let's tone it down a little bit. And if you hate Xdefiant, I don't understand why you're here, but thank you for the view, I guess. But when it comes to Call of Duty, it's a household name. Everyone knows it. You've probably played it. It's kind of the same thing, rinse and repeat year after year, but the one thing I have to tip my hat to when it comes to Call of Duty is seasonal hype. They're very, very good at bringing players back every single season. And honestly, I'm a sucker for it, and a lot of people are. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's the marketing, if it's the nostalgia, if it's just the fact that there's nothing to rival that. It's just every season Call of Duty hits that nail on the head perfectly of, hey, you guys hate my game, you don't want to play it, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. We can bring you right back in with just this update. And this is where Xdefiant could definitely capitalize on this. All right, real quick, guys, I never shamelessly plug, but today I'm going to. In the description, there'll be a link to gfuel.com. You can use my code PANDUH, P-A-N-D-U-H, at checkout to save yourself up to 20% off. And I will say this, G Fuel is like a family to me. They've been by my side for years now. I've worked with them for a long time, and they're an amazing brand. They are just great products, clean energy, no jitters. It's my morning pick-me-up every day. My favorite flavors are Hype Sauce, Sour Blue Chug Rug, and Fruit Punch. Those are three that really have gotten me just kind of hooked. And I will say, one of the best flavors right now is Kami Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z, Strawberry Leche. It's so good. But if you guys don't want the caffeine, they also have hydration flavors available. You guys have picked those up as well. Those are caffeine-free, but they still give you that intense focus and energy that you might need to complete a task. Maybe it's late at night or whatever it'll be. But shameless plug, I don't do them, but I'm doing it today. So head over to the link in the description. You can just use my code, and if you do, tweet at me, send it to me on Discord, do something like that. And yeah, the seasonal hype for COD is like rinse and repeat every single time. We just saw it most recently with Season 2. Everyone comes back and says it's the greatest game of all time. It's fixed this, that, and the other. But what happens right after that is a couple weeks later, 2.5 weeks, maybe 3, depending on how good the update was, a lot of the fans and players start to just drop down. They stop playing. They don't want to come back to the game. And that's the time where Xdefiant can really capitalize on that, because this happens every single cycle. You have downtime until season blank reloaded, and then the new season after that. Those downtime windows is when Xdefiant should drop their content, when they should release their stuff. So, for example, right now we're looking at season 2 reloaded of Call of Duty, probably around like March 10th-ish, with 55 days remaining in the total season. It makes sense for it to drop around the beginning of March so people come back to their game. That time frame in a couple weeks from now, so probably like February, 18th and beyond, we're looking at is going to be kind of a downtime for COD. You're going to have the dedicated players that go and play that, but Season 0 should drop around that time so that when Season 2.5 reloaded comes around in March, the players that started playing Xdefiant that have moved over from Call of Duty had something new to do. They're going to be like, oh, COD's back, let's go play the update, whatever it is, this, that, and the other. Then rinse and repeat. Once that hype dies down, you can then come back to Xdefiant for maybe Season 1 or Season 0.5 or whatever we're going to call it. You could bring them back, and it's kind of like with competitors, you had this kind of roller coaster up and down. Now if you synchronize kind of when you're going to drop your seasons, it's more of like a straight line. Like I can go from Call of Duty right to Xdefiant knowing that the next season is right there. And it makes sense. It's something that as a business, it makes a lot of sense, because being in direct competition with Call of Duty, I don't want to say they can't go toe to toe. Competition's great. I was one of the people that said calling this game a COD killer is just dumb, flat out dumb, because you don't want to go up against the giant. COD is huge. They still are huge, whether people love them or hate them. And I know the Xdefiant community seems to really frown upon Call of Duty, and that's fine. As someone here who enjoys COD still, I don't frown upon it. I still play it. I don't like some of the tactics they use. I don't like the SBMM. There's certain things I hate about Call of Duty, but it's always going to be something that I go back and play because my friends play it. I can make videos on it or whatever it might be. But that is like where you want to pull your players from. You want to find that balance between, fighting the giant and being your own unique title. And I think Xdefiant, I've said this many times here on the channel. This might be the first time you're hearing this, but Xdefiant and Call of Duty are like the Valorant and CSGO. CSGO was a household name. It was the game that kind of started everything for that point-and-click style genre. Valorant started coming out of nowhere. It was being announced as a free-to-play game. People were like, there's no way a game can compete with a giant like CSGO. Well, Valorant now is one of the most successful free-to-play games ever. And going along that, it's the same scenario of Call of Duty is this big, just well-known title, and Xdefiant is a unique free-to-play experience. And that's one thing that I think a lot of people overlook when they instantly just denounce Xdefiant. It's free-to-play, and it's simple to play. It's not too complicated. It's not too crazy. The controls are very simple. It's cross-platform between PC and console. So whether you're playing on console or PC, you can play with your friends. You can still be able to party up with them and actually have fun. And that's something I think a lot of people just like look past for some reason. So another thing in my mind that Xdefiant can really capitalize on that a lot of other games, I can say it's like a huge issue for me, a big gripe of new release games, and especially free-to-play or even like not $60 AAA titles. Like I'm saying indie games or just games in general that are trying to compete in a saturated market is the one thing that drives me insane is battle passes. Battle passes that are just lackluster as hell. One game, and I've gotten so much flack for this and don't know why, one game that I could point both fingers at is the finals. Their battle pass blows, and it was way too fast for everyone to complete. I didn't complete it. I don't enjoy the game. I don't play the game. I've been very vocal about how much I don't like the finals, but I have heard nothing but complaints about the lack of cosmetic unique items and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, I could say Call of Duty over the past couple years has been just as bad, but I have to admit Modern Warfare 3's seasonal battle passes has been really good. I mean, they've been unique as hell. They've been creative. They've been worth their money. And that's the thing. You have to provide value. And with Xdefiant being a free-to-play title, they're going to be able to make their money off of microtransactions, battle passes, and everything else like that. So you better make those battle passes damn near good. They better be great. The cosmetics better be something I really want to invest in. Because if I'm not going to sink the time into the game, I'm not going to sink the money into the game. And one thing I guess we'll tip our hat towards Call of Duty for doing is exactly that. They are really, really good at just bringing people in and engaging them enough that they purchase stuff. So figuring out that, and hopefully former Call of Duty studio heads might know a little bit about that, but I think the uniqueness of Ubisoft titles and kind of playing into people's likes of other games, Tom Clancy, Assassin's Creed, maybe Rainbow Six, Watch Dogs, whatever it might be, tying them in with that kind of works out perfect. We've talked before about how seasonal content should be tailored around specific Ubisoft titles, the maps, the new factions, everything like that should be tailored to specific games because it not only broadens the horizon of players that might come play your game, it's unique. And that's something that this game needs to have. That's kind of it for today's discussion video, guys. You guys have been kind of blowing up the discussions. I love it. I love how engaging you guys are in the comments. I can't wait to get my hands on the game and do live comms with you guys and weapon grinds and all sorts of stuff for the game. I can't wait to just get gameplay out because I'm at the point where I love doing commentaries, but I gotta show some stuff, right? Like, we've been using a lot of the same gameplay because we don't have any extras here on the channel for a while now, but you guys have been blowing it up. I've enjoyed doing them, so I know it's the niche of the channel. I went away from it. We're back to it. We're gonna keep pushing through like this for forever at this point, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Turn on those post notification bells so you guys never miss an upload. And if you're watching this on Saturday, Sunday, the Super Bowl, who's your prediction? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm a big Christian McCaffrey guy. I'm not a fan of the 49ers, but I just want to see CMC get one. So, love you guys to death. Like I said, you guys are beautiful, one of a kind. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and you guys know how to end it. Until next time, boys. Deuces.